on the air. Tonight, United SC in their home finale for 2016, meeting Real Monarchs. Well, how you doing, everybody? With Scott Morrison, I'm Brad Sussmat. Welcome to a big night of Arizona United soccer. And Scotty, I think this is a matchup on paper where United, they are out of the playoffs. Very sad on one hand, but on the other hand, they can play the role of spoiler tonight. Monarchs still trying to get in the postseason.
That's right, Monarchs find themselves in 9th place just now, so they have all to play for tonight for the Monarchs. Arizona United have the edge over them this season with 2 victories over Monarchs to Monarchs 1 victory. So there's not much but pride for Arizona United to play for tonight, but they could play spoilers.
Speaking of spoilers, let's take you back to Tuesday night. It was a very disappointing result for United in their previous outing.
Yeah, Arizona United, they didn't start the game well, but they hung in there. And they actually went ahead through Tony Cassio. We'll talk about him in a minute. We'll see his strike here. Someone who's finished the season very well for Arizona United. And then they didn't really get going after that in T2. They came back and they ended up scoring 2 goals and they won the game 2-1. It was a big win for T2 and it ruled Arizona United out of the playoff spot and ended Arizona United's season. So it was a disappointing night during the week here in Peoria for the team.
Yeah, this goal here late, and it was really tough as T2 Portland takes out United. This was on Tuesday night. So with the disappointment behind them, let's try to look ahead now to some positives for United, and that would be, you mentioned Tony Cassio. Cassio tonight in a final game of the regular season here is getting the start. What's he given the organization? Because it looks to me like they found somebody for the future.
Yeah, they have done, and he's a local kid. We've spoken about that. It's great to have local players playing professional soccer here, and he's been in the MLS, he's been there, done it, and he's a big player for the team. He's managed to get through the season without any main injury concerns, and he's finished the season really well, and he's definitely someone who has proven that Arizona can produce professional soccer players, and is up to the club to produce more players like Tony Cassio.
So tonight we're going to talk quite a bit during the broadcast about the future of the franchise in terms of players. What's the offseason like for a player? But more importantly, can they take down Monarchs tonight in a way where the Monarchs are knocked out of the playoffs? Scotty and I will have all the play-by-play after this time out. It's Arizona United SC and Real Monarchs from the Peoria Sports Complex coming right up.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score! Gerardo Fords. That's it! Rochester has the lead, and again, it's St. Louis.
That's Mkungula crossed in and headed away by Sharpie. There's a strike and it's an answer for Montreal. It's the captain Louis Béangoyette. He beats Clint Irwin, and 40 seconds later, Montreal have equalized.
Jair walking in now, that's 5. Here's Rob Love, Joey, he fakes, and Emilio Garcia shoots. Oh, what a goal! Emilio Garcia puts it right in the right corner pocket, and it's a goal after 494 minutes.
18 just to the left of the arc. He approaches, curls, he scores! Oh, what a shot! Oh, Bill McDermott drew that one up.
Very nicely done by Chad Bond. That is beautiful.
Welcome back. What a beautiful night. Look at the harvest moon here over the stadium as we get ready for action. Arizona United getting ready to finish up the season against Real Monarchs. The moon rising to the east here of the Peoria Sports Complex. An awesome night and an awesome shot there by our great crew at Floodstream, led by the great Joe Pashley on occasion. Starting lineups tonight as we get into it for Real Monarchs as the Monarchs get ready to take the field against United. Our starting lineups tonight will look very similar to when United played them just a couple of weeks ago. Scotty.
Yeah, the most noticeable changes for Real Monarchs are in goal. They don't have Fernandez in goal. They have Eric Oswald, who's making his second appearance of the season, and the local product, Ricardo Velazquez, who has been promoted to the Real Salt Lake team, which is a great thing for Arizona and great thing for him. He's the first product of the RSL Academy to make his way through the Monarchs system and into the RSL first team, so he will not be playing tonight.
For United, as we look at the starting lineups for head coach Frank Yallop, a lot of changes from the midweek game on Tuesday to where we're sitting here tonight. And a couple of I would say a couple of names being left off are the surprises in Tyler Blackwood and Long Tan.
Yeah, that's right. There's 4 changes from Tuesday. No Tyler Blackwood, no Long Tan. Chris Cortez and Tony Casio are going to be up front for Arizona United tonight. Duncan McCormack's back into the midfield. And Mateus Silva is going to be playing in the back 3 for Arizona United. So a couple changes, a couple boys getting chances. Nick Costa's also back in there. So boys, playing for pride out there, wanting to put a victory. Last home game of the season, wanting to go out there, play for pride, playing for contracts too, Brad. So there's a lot at stake for these Arizona United players out there tonight.
No, that's the right way to put it on your end, playing for contracts. This is not a game, as tough as it is when you don't make postseason. This is not a game that you want to put on tape and not have a good showing, because it's the last game that your coach is going to have to look at when you played at home. And if you don't put out a good effort, and if you don't put up a good result, not just the coach, but the management and the ownership are going to say, what's going on here? So I think it's very important for United tonight to come out and play well. And as the night progresses, we'll talk about the players and where do they go once this season is over. How do they stay in shape and form, and what parts of the country or what parts of the world will they go play in? Because just because they're done playing here in the States, some of these players may go on and play in other parts. They may play indoor, may play outdoor as well in other leagues. And we're underway. United wearing the white uniforms tonight, the Mad Decent uniforms we're calling them tonight, the Mad Decent block party for Diplo.
Yeah, that's right. No Food City tonight. Mad Decent on the front of the shirt, so it's a new look for Arizona United. And they'll be looking to put in a good performance with a new jersey on.
Sometimes you play with a new look and you play a little bit better. United will be moving from left to right across your screen as we get underway. Like those, I was down on the field talking with David Farka, the president of United, before the match, and he and several of the other ownership group are wearing those Mad Decent jerseys tonight. And here's a little give and go. Rooney will touch a little too heavy, and it will go over to Real Monarchs with a goal kick by Oswald.
Yeah, it was some nice play by Arizona United there. Mateus Silva with a great switch of play, and he's going to be playing on the left side of the back 3 there, and that's something that we'll expect to see from him tonight. He's Brazilian, he's very comfortable on the ball. He's on loan from San Jose Earthquakes, and he hasn't played there all that much this season, but he's very comfortable on the ball, so he'll be a big player for United tonight, bringing the ball out from the back.
Here's Casio off the turnover. And Kelly will play a back, dangerous ball, and then headed back to Wazinski.
Yeah, mopped up there well by Peter Ramage. the old head in the middle of the back three there and taking no chances there, playing the ball back to Carl.
Julian Ringoff is on the bench tonight. Lead pass by United trying to get it to Casio, and it's saved by Monarchs. Bring up Ringoff because Julian has been a stalwart back there this season. Not getting the call tonight off the beginning.
Yeah, I think Julian's been one of the highest minute makers for the team this season. He's played a lot of minutes there, and he's been a big player for the team tonight. Frank obviously wanting to change it up for the last game of the season, give some other players some chances, some minutes, some fresh legs out there. Julian's played a lot of minutes.
We'll talk about Duncan McCormick in the midfield because we've not seen him much this season. And to see what he's all about, we've seen him up here in the press box. He's got a good wit about him, I'll give him that. I think he wants to take my job or Scotty's job on more than a couple of occasions at halftimes here. He'd pop into the box and we have to kick him out.
Yeah, it's nice to see him on the field so he's not bugging us in the
That's
booth at
right.
halftime.
That's right, good. Get him in the lineup away from up here.
Yeah, no, he's a great character, bubbly character, and that's why, you know, he's fought his way back into the team. Frank loves having him around, and you know, he's full of energy and work ethic, and he really buzzes about in the midfield there.
Now lead ball. There's McCormick.
Yeah, product of the Sounders Academy. He worked his way up to the Sounders too, and didn't quite make the grade for the Sounders first team, but you know, managed to stay in the league and got a move here to Arizona United, and you know, he'll be another player looking to do well tonight and stake a claim for a new contract here at Arizona United.
There's only 2 players that will be under contract after the season is over. And so it's not like everybody is sitting here feeling really good about their futures. They've got to prove themselves, and that's the way it works in the USL.
It is, yeah, and especially if you're in a team that finds himself in 14th place in the USL.
Yeah.
It's not as if they're fighting for playoff spot or they're near the top of the table, and that's really what happens. And it's not nice, but that's sport. And you know, I'm sure Frank will be looking to add some new faces to the squad. He won't be happy with the way things have gone this season, and that's no secret. Although you do still want to keep a core unit of the boys that are here, and it's just finding the right fit for that.
Here's United. Ball played back, but it'll be United with a throw-in. The evaluation of the franchise, as you see Frank Yall up there, I think in seeing Frank's first season, there's been a tremendous amount of turnover from last year to this year, and there'll be even more this coming season. As you said, Scotty, and rightly so, when you don't make the postseason, it's going to happen. The numbers would suggest, though, if you look at them closely, that this is not a team that is that far away. This was a team that just was a play here or play there, much like the other night against T2.
Yeah, that's been the general feeling all season. They've just lacked that final ball, or they've given away a silly goal that's maybe cost them. And that's really been the feeling, and that's definitely, you share Frank's perspective on things of the season so far. And it was close, but not quite close enough in lots of games, and that's really how the season finished there on Tuesday night against T2. They got the lead, took the lead, Tony Casio with a great strike, and they just didn't quite have enough to see it through, and they ran out of steam, and Timbers 2 managed to come back at home and take victory, which shouldn't really be happening.
Well, here's United, ball played ahead. Here's Casio. Casio had a terrific left for the goal. Rooney, touch, a little heavy, and we go the other way. Hey, get into the games of the USL socially. You can get on at Facebook and Twitter and all sorts of different platforms. USL on social is there for you. Put in your comments and have some fun. USL social. Here's a turnover. United shot right direct at Oswald, and hanging their heads are United because a golden opportunity for not.
Yeah, good opportunity. I think it fell to Chris Cortez there on his right foot, and maybe if that had fallen to Chris's left foot, he'd have tucked that away. But good high pressure from Arizona United. We've seen that they seem to dominate games when they do press teams high up the field, and that's something they need to do tonight, especially Monarchs. They do take chances. They like to play the ball out from the back, and they turned the ball over here. And Chris Cortez actually took it on his right foot. He could feel the pressure coming down his left-hand side, and he'll be disappointed with himself there. Chris is one of the best finishers in the league, and he normally tucks those away.
Silva plays it ahead. And it goes off Cortez when we go the other way. Nice tackle there. All played through. Chased down and now played back to Carl Wasinski. 6:45 to go, or into rather, the opening half of play at the Peoria Sports Complex on a harvest moon night. Beautiful evening for soccer. Temperatures today in the low 90s. Summer's 110s have gone away. There's a shot. Wasinski knocks it down. Shot by Ramirez. And United will go the other way.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Carl couldn't spill that. He had Pedro Baez falling in there, waiting to snap up anything was spilt. So it was a good take from Carl from the shot from distance.
Handball. Gotta be handball, yes. United will have the ball.
Good positive play by Chris Cortez there, who was trying to knock the ball in behind there. Handball by the Monarchs player, and that halted Chris's progress. Nonetheless, Luke Rooney with a free kick here.
Frank Yallop looks on. Rooney looks over the landscape. Rooney, the Arizona United Player of the Year, voted by the fans section. Nicely done. And Rooney will play it in. Lead ball. Trying to get a foot on it was Cortez and just not able to do so. Costa gave a run as well. And we go the other way. So, you know, Scott, with the players wrapping up the season, United will have one more road game next Saturday, and then they'll have exit interviews. So 10 more days that they're part of Arizona United for the season. What happens to most of these players? Do they decompress from soccer and get away, or do they go right to another league? To give the fans an idea of what happens to these players.
Well, the difficulty for these players is that every player is planning to make the playoffs. You know, you want to make the playoffs, you want to make the final, so you don't really want to make too many plans for not making the playoffs. So I'm sure most of the players won't really know what they're doing specifically. Although some players are local, we have the likes of Tony Cassio, Jordan Stagmiller, Blair Gavin, who are local guys. Some of the boys have found coaching roles.
Nice ball put into Kelly. Kelly in the box. Here's Cassio to his left, and he just winds and goes far left. You could see him, like last Tuesday, wanting to get it off the left. Opportunity for United. Go ahead.
Yeah, he seems comfortable going in on his left foot, especially after scoring last week or during the week there. And he had no trouble shifting it onto his left foot. He didn't quite catch it as well as he did last week, and he'll be disappointed. But again, good play from Cassio. He's high in confidence, and he's willing to take players on and have shots at goal, which is great.
So some of these players still want to make a MLS roster.
That's right, yeah. Obviously, Frank put together a good squad of players here, and some players, rightly so, could still be challenging for some late season MLS spots, or even trying to prove themselves and just see if they can handle the pace of the MLS. And MLS teams are always looking to take in players and fresh faces. And you have the likes of Matthias Silva, who's here and on loan from San Jose Earthquakes. He made the foul there on the Monarchs player, but again, he's shown up well, Matthias Silva, and it's great to have players from the MLS here. And there'll be some players here that believe they can step up to the next level. Although the season hasn't been as a successful season for the team as would have liked, there's been some good individual performances out there.
Torres was the player that went down. 10:30 into the match with Scott Morrison, Brad Sussmat, Arizona United, and Real Monarchs. If the Monarchs win tonight's match, certainly help their postseason chances. We've been keeping an eye on the San Antonio match tonight. That is part of it for their postseason opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. San Antonio, Tulsa finished 2-0 San Antonio, so that was a big 3 points for San Antonio, and it leapfrogs them into the playoffs now. So it was a big win for them. RGV are beating OC Blues tonight 1-0. And so OC Blues need to take 3 points there. They've got San Antonio hot on their heels for that 8th final playoff spot.
So for Monarchs, while they're not eliminated, a loss tonight would eliminate them, because they're 1 point back and they have one more match to play.
Yeah, I'm not sure mathematically exactly, but it wouldn't make things look good for them, put it that way, for Monarchs. They need to win tonight. There's only 2 games left, so this is huge now. And Monarchs, they play LA Galaxy 2 on the final day of the season in LA.
A tough place.
Which is a tough place to go. So they'll be looking to get 3 points tonight. They'll fancy their chances. They won here not so long ago, and that started them off on a 5-game unbeaten streak. So they'll fancy their chances tonight against an Arizona United team who's struggled here in the last parts of August and into September.
Cassio, Rooney shot! Score! Luke Rooney buries it in the back of the net, and United takes a 1-0 lead.
A fantastic strike by Luke Rooney there, and he adds to his fine goal tally this season. High in confidence, he's banged some spectacular goals in this season, and this is certainly one of them. You can't back off Luke Rooney like that, especially when he's on his right foot and he strikes that low and hard into the corner, and Oswald doesn't have any chance.
Left corner pocket, Luke Rooney buries it in the back of the net. And there you go, United jumps out to a 1-0 lead. The students, fans, they all love it.
Well, I think that's what this game needed. You know, now Monarchs have to come out. They've lost the early goal there. Didn't even make it to 15 minutes on the clock, and they're 1-0 down, and they need 3 points tonight, as we were just speaking about. Arizona United, they score, they get on the goal, they get on the sheet first, and that's a huge goal for them.
Rooney took his time and surveyed the landscape and found it. Off? No? Yeah, now off. Flag's got to be up. I can see that from up here.
Yeah, Peter Ramage will be relieved to see the flag up, although he wasn't sure what was going on around him. He was playing on, and he actually inadvertently put that in his own goal. Carl and Peter will be relieved about that.
A guy like Peter Ramage came in late this season, or midpoint of the season, I should say. And you look at him and you say, here's somebody that really did bring the effort and has helped this franchise.
Yeah, certainly Peter came in from India, where he'd been playing, and the season obviously runs at a different time there. So it was an opportunistic spotting and pick-up by Frank Yallop and Mark Bircham, and it's proved to be a great signing, and adding someone of Peter Ramage's quality is clear that it's certainly going to improve your squad, and that's certainly been the case.
As we said, they play around the world here, so he was in India.
Yeah, in the Indian Premier League, and you know, they're throwing some money at the league out there. Soccer's huge out there. It's not as big as cricket, which is obviously the main sport out in India, but they're trying to make moves, and there's been some big names moved to the Indian Premier League, and Peter Ramage was certainly one of the big names that moved out there, and he certainly enjoyed his time out there. It's a very short season though, so it's hard to commit yourself to the whole season out there, or for the whole year out there in India, and Peter Ramage certainly wanted to try America, and it's worked out nicely for him. He's certainly enjoyed his time out here in Arizona.
And he's looked fresh too. That's the thing about players coming in. There's a shot right off of as player down for United.
Yeah, it looked like Nick Costa took one off the face there. Unintentionally, but I think by his own player. And he seems to be a bit shaken up by it.
He's had himself a season of hanging in there, I think is the best way to put it for Nick. How would you sum up his season?
Yeah, I think you're right. He started the season off exceptionally well, and Frank Yallop singled him out as one of the top performers early on, especially we played Los Dos in LA, and he was very influential there, and Nick worked great, and everything through pre-season was great, and he was just unfortunate. He picked up some injuries, and it's tough for players stepping into the USL, maybe their first season pro, and it's another level, and they push their body to the limit throughout pre-season and throughout the first, I'd say, quarter of the season, and it starts to take its toll. You really have to train hard and play hard in the professional game, and sometimes it takes a while for your body just to get used to that, maybe a season or two fully. And you know, he's played a big part, Costa, and he's come in and out, and he's been asked to play numerous positions: left back, left midfield, left wing, and I think he can be quite happy with his first season here.
Speaking of happy, fans having a good time here tonight. With a nice crowd on hand, a Saturday night in September. Everybody's got the wave going. Costa's up and he will walk off. We'll see if he is cleared to come back, because you have the concussion part of this too. In seeing the shot, he took it pretty square on, and they're going to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, they're certainly taking their time, checking him out. Tyler Sullivan's going to take no chances with Nick there. It'll be a shame if he can't come back on, having lost a lot of time in the season due to a collarbone injury.
Good throw in by Silva. Flicked ahead to Casio. Casio, he's got 3 after him. Casio keeps it alive. Casio into the box, far post, backside, in the air. Whistle, and we'll go against United. Chris Cortez pushing the back, and he said, "No, I'm not so sure about that." See it again.
No, it was good play by Casio, getting to the byline, showing good aggression. And Cortez, it was up there, it was there to be won, and Cortez certainly got up there well and was up against Kavita, and he got up early, got up first, and maybe a little bit too physical for the referee's liking.
Now here's Monarchs on the attack. United scored the 12-minute mark. Rooney. Ball played ahead. Rooney said it was off of Monarchs, off of Ramirez's hand. Here come Monarchs in the United zone. Ball played in, shot wide. It was a shot right there, point blank, by Ramirez.
Yeah, it was Ramirez, and I think Alex Sundley was in a better position there, number 6 for Monarchs, coming in late from the edge of the box, and he was running onto it. Could have been the better option there to have the shot at goal. But good play by Monarchs down the right-hand side. Missed opportunity for them, not hitting the target.
And Wasinski will play it out to Granger, and Brock will play it back. Wasinski yet to be tested tonight. Ball flicked ahead. Cortez gives chase. Oswald comes off his line. Keeper, the Monarchs. Ball played around, controlled now by Monarchs, and they take it into the United zone. Run here by Lakawicki. Ramirez. Leal. We're catching the Monarchs in a good stretch for them. They have played well in the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, they have. You know, they've been unbeaten in 5 games, and they've kept 4 clean sheets in 5 games, I believe. So, been playing very well at the end of the season here, and trying to force their way into the playoffs.
Oh, good settle there. Casio. Rooney. Rooney trying to thread the needle to Casio. Keep it alive. United with the push in the box. And the ball will go to United. Should be a corner. And it will be.
Yep, Nick Costa attacking there, coming down the left-hand flank back on the field, which is a good sign, and not quite managing to get the cross across the goal, but earning the corner. United have got height here. We've spoken about that all season, and Blair Gavin will look to send it in for Ramage or Cortez or Casio here. Monarchs aren't the tallest of teams, so we'll see how they deal with this.
Gavin. Far post. Ball's loose. Rooney's got it. Rooney shot. Kelly shot, I should say. Peter Kelly chases it down. Hands on head in frustration.
Yeah, and that was played right on top of Eric Oswald. He hasn't played many games this season, so that's not a bad tactic from Blair Gavin there. Test the keeper out. And he's not under a lot of pressure there. He just seems to get caught underneath the ball there and spills it. Monarchs scramble the ball clear. Put it out for another corner.
It's Duncan McCormick. Played into the box, ball headed away, taken by Monarchs. United has come out tonight, 4 changes in their starting lineup, producing a goal, and they've played crisp, they've played well. been a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, they have. Other than the first 5 minutes on Tuesday night against T2 in the first half, they played very well also. And they also scored the first goal in that game. They ran out of steam a little bit, but they've got fresh legs, 4 new faces in the team, so I think they'll have a little bit more in the tank here tonight.
Here's Ramirez, and ball cleared away. Nice job there by Brock Granger.
Let's hope no one was hurt there. The ball came into the stand at a fair rate of knots there.
Got to be paying attention. Don't be on your phone, right? Ball comes whizzing in. Thrown by Lakawicki for Real Monarchs. And now cleared out. Hey, Nike Soccer is a big part of the USL. Go to @Nike Soccer on Twitter, nike.com/soccer. Nike Soccer appreciate their support this season. Kelly. And it's taken by Monarchs, and we have a whistle and a stoppage. Flag was up. And they'll go to United. Everyone took a knee immediately. They're just gasping for some air. It's not that hot of a night. But it's been a long season for United. The matches here in July and August and even September, when they're playing in 110-degree heat, can just sap a body. And I think that there's been some of that, Scott. And correct me if I'm wrong from your view, and it's fine. I think as the season has progressed, there's been some players that the summer grind on their bodies showed up and they lost their form, not as crisp, and their bodies are just tired. Would you agree or disagree with that?
No, I think it's been there for all to see. It's been a long season for some of the United players.
Shot that is wide. And I don't know how you get through that. It was Lakawicki who put the shot on Carl, but how do you get through that? Do you just look for players that have a stronger makeup about them, that are able to fight through that? Because this is what it's like being in Arizona. It's not like the heat's not going to be there next year.
Yeah, I think you do. Unless you're one of the MLS2 teams such as Monarchs, where you're looking to field young players and they've got endless amounts of energy. Although they do give those players rest when it's appropriate. Teams like LA Galaxy 2, Seattle Sounders 2, Timbers 2, they do go through a lot of players in their season. And at Arizona United, the teams that aren't affiliated, especially with MLS teams, they don't have that luxury. And you know, there's been some players out there in the Arizona United team who have been running on empty, and they've had to go out there and put their body to the limit because there's no other choice. It's difficult to pick up players here in Arizona United mid-season. A team like OC Blues has had a huge turnover in players, and they're a little bit more fortunate. They have a lot of local talent that they can call on, and they've certainly changed the makeup of their squad throughout the season. Frank Yallett's been very loyal to the players here at Arizona United. He's not made too many changes. Some players have came and gone, but on the whole, you know, he's
not
finished
been many,
the season
though. Yeah.
with mainly the same squad that started the season. I think Frank's like that. He's a very fair manager, honest manager, and he's certainly given the players every opportunity to go out there and show what they can do.
Cortez held, no call. Now here's Monarchs. They have yet to really put the pressure on Carl Wasinski. Is this the moment where that happens? Good fight with Silva in there, and it goes over to United.
Yeah, Baez has a good change of pace there, but Mateus Silva has done very well throughout the game so far at left centre half, and Baez will have to work a lot harder to get round Mateus Silva there.
Granger trying to find Cassio. All played back. Cortez, Cassio all pushing up. 50-50 ball. It's won by Monarchs. And a whistle and a quick foul on McCormick.
Yeah, and I don't think Monarchs have been able to get into their usual rhythm during the game yet, and that's 26 minutes gone, and I think that's all credit to Arizona United. They've not allowed them any time to settle. And that's shown. Monarchs haven't really created many chances, and they like to get in a rhythm. They like to be able to knock the ball around before they create chances. They did that here. Their goal here the last time they played, well, the only time they played here so far, they kept the ball for, it was 10 or 15 passes, and I actually commented that they were silly for playing the ball all the way back from one corner back, and then they ended up coming out and scoring down the other side. So Jose Bosch and I had a laugh at that after the game, and that's what they like to do. But Arizona United, all credit to them, have tried to press him high.
Ball played in, Wyszynski will come off his line. Trying to get to Lakawicki again, and here's Rooney. Well, if you get Jose Bosch to laugh, then you're doing something right. You're living good. Jose Bosch does a publicity for Arizona United, and he has done a terrific job. Without his help and his support, and hours and hours of research to make Scotty and I, or attempt to make, especially me, make me look smart. Scott's got no problem with that. But we appreciate everything that Jose Bosch has done this season for us. Here's a takeaway by McCormick. 27th minute, and United leading 1-0 on a Rooney score, the 12-minute mark of this match.
Yeah, sorry, Brad, I just wanted to touch on Duncan McCormack there, winning the ball in his own 18-yard box.
Here's Cortez with the left shot right there. Oswald, we go the other way.
That's good. Tony Cassio following it in. Again, not making life easy for Oswald. There was no room for error there. That's Arizona United transitioning from defense to offense very well. And let's see if he can keep that up. It's not easy. It's not that hot out there tonight.
No.
Although they're pressing at a high rate, and they're playing the game at a high tempo, which is when they play the game better. Ooh. There's Duncan McCormack showing great aggression there. And, you know, fair tackle, went for the ball and actually took one off the chest there. Gets back up on his feet. And
it's going to be a little conversation with the center.
I think he just lost his footing there. No malice in that tackle from McCormack.
He could do open mic night at the Improv at the 11 o'clock show. He's got that in him.
I'm sure he'd still have a smile on his face, even if they were
booing him and
shouting.
Yeah, he would love it.
That smile's painted on.
All played through. Carl is there.
And that's good from Brock Granger there. You see staying goal side, and Monarchs are going to do a good job of getting the ball in behind Arizona United tonight. They're playing with the back three, which allows you to drop off and almost have a sweeper at times. It's an old, I'd say, German style that they did so well back in the day, and it's effective. It does stretch the game because you've got your front two all that way up the field. You've got your back three very deep as well, but just trying to keep the play in front of you. The emphasis is then on the midfield. When you do win the ball back and get the ball forward quickly, the midfield then has to squeeze up and back up the play.
Chris Cortez is being ridden like a jockey atop the horse there. Call the whistle.
Yeah, he doesn't mind that. Chris Cortez, he's used to it, and I think he likes that physical part of the game, and he holds the ball up very well.
Rooney, far side, no one there, just a little too far.
Yeah, Rooney trying to play the perfect ball there and put it right on Peter Ramsey's head. Sometimes you just have to play the percentage ball and just put it in a dangerous area and just hope that someone can get on the end of it.
30th minute, 1-0 Arizona. Who's the player you look at and say, this player has come along this season in a big way, maybe hasn't gotten much attention about it either?
Well, I think you asked me the same question on Tuesday, and I said Tyler Blackwood. And
I wanted a better answer tonight.
Really impressed with Tyler. In fact, he finds himself out of the starting side tonight. So
don't jinx somebody else.
Jinx anyone else.
It's our last broadcast, so go ahead and jinx away.
Yeah.
No, but I think I phrased it the other night about a player that has come along this season. I'm looking for somebody that maybe at the start of the year you were thinking, I'm not so sure. Here's Monarchs now with a push in the zone, and it just gets by. For Ramirez.
Yeah, it was Orellano getting to the byline, and nice little squared pass.
Shot high.
High from Jesus Leo there. Relieves the pressure for United. I think he's not a youngster, but Luke Rooney, I think, came in to pre-season, actually struggled in pre-season, missed a lot of pre-season at Casa Grande. He wasn't in the best shape, and he certainly found it difficult adjusting to the climate and the travel and all sorts. He went back home and then he actually came back out, and he started the season well and didn't quite make the initial impact that people maybe thought he would, but it's very difficult coming out to America and transitioning, all the travel, the heat, the climate, and he's adjusted so well as the season went on, and I think he's had a great season and scored some fantastic goals and really played his part, and the team's missed him when he's been out the side, and I think that's
true.
That's noticeable, and that's always something that stands out for me.
Baez. Shot and hit away by Wyszynski. Great job there by Carl, leaving his feet. That was Ramirez that put it on frame.
Yeah, and Ahmet Ramirez from all of 25, 30 yards was getting put under pressure there, but it didn't faze him, and he caught that one nicely. Thankfully for Carl, it was right at him, and he manages to tip it over the bar. But the Monarchs have been frustrated tonight. They've been left to shoot from distance, and Carl will be happy with that. They've not managed to get in behind United and get any successful crosses into the box.
And played out. How about Carl this season?
Yeah, I mean, again, Carl's been a great performer for United, and the plus side for him, he's had a lot less to do this season as he maybe did last season.
Right.
And that's been all thanks to the work ethic and the defensive unit that Frank's tried to install this season. I think he's enjoyed that aspect of it, Carl. You know, he's maybe made some errors here and there, some lapses of concentration, which have cost him at times, and he lost his place in the team due to injury, and then he had to fight his way back into the side, and he did that. Jordan Stagmiller did well when he came into the side. But Carl, you know, he's an ever-present, and you know, he's great to have around the locker room, and again, the team misses him when he's not out there. He's got a huge presence. He's obviously 6'5", 6'6", so you're going to miss a goalie of that size when he's not in the team.
He is under contract too.
Yeah, thankfully Carl's under contract, so he'll be here for sure next season, which is great.
And United building up now. Kelly, McCormick. 4 different starters tonight, and so far it's paid dividends for head coach Frank Yala. And Elite Casio kept in. Rooney pops it up. Casio gives chase. Just a little too heavy a touch.
Yeah, and it was all a bit straight there, trying to find that straight ball in behind for Casio. It's always going to run out of play. I like the switch of play from Matías Silva there, although it didn't quite manage to get to Casio. Certainly put the Monarchs under pressure there, and Arizona United managed to pick up the second ball from there, and that's a much better ball for Arizona United to play. That diagonal ball, it causes teams problems, and it switches the point of attack, and it's very difficult to defend against.
Oswald. They threw it. It's a good, fair call.
Yeah, Brock Granger sticking to his task there. Ramirez just got to the ball ahead of him, but good call from the referee. Quick free kick play by Monarchs.
Trying to head it out. It's kept in. Oriana. Hit from behind, dives down, no whistle.
No, he was under pressure there, but I don't think there was any contact in the end. He managed to get past Costa, but again, that man Matías Silva sticking to his task. And they'll be trying to keep Oriana quiet tonight. He was the one who popped up and scored the winner for Monarchs in the last game here. And they'll know all about him. He's out on the right side again, and he's been one of the Monarchs' most consistent players this season. So Matías Silva obviously been told to keep a close eye on him tonight.
Casio. He's back.
Nice touch by Blair Gavin there. He was given a tough ball to take by Tony Casio.
Kelly gets it back to Casio. Casio breaks between two. Someone's got to be free.
Casio is so good at that. He's so strong in the ball, and he's got those long legs that he's very difficult to dispossess when he has the ball at his feet.
You know, you look at him, Scott, and if he found his way to the dinner table a few times more, right?
Right.
You know, another 10 pounds on that body, that frame. I mean, he looks great. And I say that facetiously. If he's in the weight room, if he adds 10 pounds, I think people are not going to be able to push him off the ball. Would you agree or disagree with that?
No, definitely. I think he's such an athletic player, though. It's difficult to put muscle mass on when you're so athletic. He's so tall, it must be difficult. And you know, he is lean and he's very fit. I don't think he's got an ounce of body fat on him. And he certainly uses what strength he has very well. And you know, because of his size and stature, he's very difficult to get off the ball. And once he gets going, he's difficult to catch. He's got those long legs, a long stride pattern.
Now Ramage plays it through. It's kicked away by Oswald. Guys like Casio, we say they drink a can of tomato juice, turn them sideways, and you have a thermometer. That's what you got.
Never heard that one before, Brad.
Do you want to hear it again?
It's a good one.
When I was younger, it fit me, but it's the 6'8", that thing. 37th minute, final broadcast of the season. United is not going to the playoffs. With Scott Morris and Brad Sussmat at the Peoria Sports Complex. Tonight to talk about the future of the team and the players and the franchise itself. And they have one match next week on the road, but this is it for the regular season. Question we get asked most commonly is, where are they going to play next year? And Peoria is the spot tonight, and that's all you can focus on. Things change, we'll let you know. But as it stands right now, it's Peoria. Now here's United. Our side, Casio leaves it. Rooney, who has one already tonight, kicked away.
I thought it set up nicely for Rooney to hit that first time. Casio headed it down nicely to him, and he's always one to hit the ball first time on the volley. And especially after scoring one already this evening. He couldn't quite get it down once he took his first touch, though.
Throwing United. I've made the line about Rooney before. It looks like he's been through a 15-round fight whenever you see him play, which is fine. It's a compliment. I just love how there's always something chippy about him. Here's Silva. Mateus Silva. Big, strong man. Throws it into the box. McCormick. Ramage, who's pushed up. Ramage has it tipped away, and it'll be United's ball.
Mateus Silva gets another chance. He'll be looking for Ramage again. Arizona United would love a second here. 5 minutes before half-time. It would certainly settle the nerves coming out after the break if they had a 2-goal lead.
Monarchs have had one good opportunity on frame that Carl Wasinski tipped away. Silva with the big throw-in. Rooney tries to leave it out. Now ball headed in by Casio and just a little too far. Cortez rather. Very, very nice play by United. Good opportunity. Like to see that.
Cortez just lacked a little bit of conviction there. I don't know if he really knew how far out he was, or maybe if the goalkeeper was coming out. It was just thrown in there by Casio, but Cortez almost made it a good ball.
Play back. Here's Kelly giving chase. Peter Kelly in the box to Casio, and it's cleared away. Cleared out by Lakawicki, and it'll be United ball.
And again, really good play by United. That's not something we've seen a lot of this season. One-touch play and a first-time cross into the box, and it certainly causes teams problems when you do serve the ball in first time, and Monarchs were scrambling back there, and if you can try and get that ball in the danger area between the back line and the goalkeeper, you're going to give your attackers chances to score.
Here's a shot, and it's right in the box and kicked away. That looked like, was it Gavin? Or Brock? It was Brock.
Yeah, again, a great first-time ball by Rooney into the box, and it's so hard to defend. Brock Grangers manages to get away from us. And there's one of the Monarchs players was caught sleeping on the back post there, and he played everyone onside. That was a great chance to put United 2-0 up.
It's been a well-played first half by United.
Yeah, it really has been. There's a lot of positives to take from it. Frank Yallop won't have too much to say going in at halftime, other than keep doing what you're doing, boys.
Casio headed back. Cassio's down, now back up. We had a whistle and stoppage in play before United put it in the net. Rooney getting a scolding.
Yeah, there's not too much in it.
I don't
Rooney's going for the ball.
Yeah, I don't see anything there, Scott.
And Cassio strokes it away nicely on the volley.
I don't see much there. That's Lakawicki.
Oh, it was just two players going for the ball.
Yeah.
Both had eyes on the ball. Let off for Real Monarchs.
So for Frank Yallop, you have Tyler Blackwood, long tan, Julian Ringoff, Garza, Christian Silva, Portinelli all over on the bench tonight. You don't need them right now as well as your team is playing.
No, we don't, but I think that's the difference from Tuesday night, and Portland Timbers too had strength and depth to take on. They had the
Yes,
likes
they
of
did.
Belmar who they took on, and Beasler, and United now have that, the fortune of having Long Tan and Tyler Blackwood to take on tonight, as you said, and that might be something that Frank can call on later on in the game. If they're still leading, then they can push for more goals and really give the home fans something to cheer about on the last home game of the season.
Speaking of fans, I saw you down on the field at 5 o'clock, 5:30 this afternoon. Looked like you had a neat little event going on that you were taking part in.
Yeah, it was great. We were helping out some special visitors tonight, and it was a lot of fun, and we had about 50 or 60. And you know, it was well organised, and it was a lot of fun, and we were all in the outfield there, off the field, and you know, it was nice. It was a nice way to finish the season with having some, you know, special needs kids out there pre-game, and just seeing the smile on their face, being out in the field, and they'll be having a great time tonight, especially seeing the team score. And they were all pumped up before the game. I'm sure they're even more pumped up now after seeing Arizona United take the lead.
43rd minute, coming up on the 44th minute. United trying to finish the half strong. Rooney's tied up with a player. It's Lakawicki. Now ball played in, Silva gives chase. And he will clear it away. We'll have 2 minutes of stoppage time. 2 minutes of stoppage time. The game clock has yet to hit 45. Here's Kelly. Played back, very late whistle. Very late whistle. Possession was going the other way.
Yeah, I think he thought Baez just had some Arizona United players around him, and there won't be any fortune by letting him play on. So he held it back, and Monarchs have a free kick. They just have a little over 2 minutes now to score and get themselves back in the game. They haven't really looked like they were going to score at all in the first half. You said they created one good chance and one good shot on target, but other than that, Carl Wazinski's not had too much to do tonight.
Here's a shot and goal, just like that. Right over the top of Carl Wazinski. Monarchs level it at 1.
Just as when I was talking about, was it that man, Pedro Baez? I'm not quite sure. It was a shot out of the blue there. It didn't look like there was much going on for Monarchs. Yeah, it is number 38, Pedro Baez, and what a strike that was.
Boy, that was a missile. Let's see this again.
It doesn't even look like it's a half shot there, and he managed to get it over Carl Wazinski's 6'6" frame and into the top corner. Incredible striking. And we thought Luke Rooney's goal was good. That was even better.
So Baez levels it up. If you're a United fan, right as you're about ready to go into the locker room, those are the ones that really hurt. Takes the momentum, gives it right back.
Yeah, we've got Nick Costa's on the attack here. There's still time for another goal. Arizona United would love another goal, get themselves back in front, but if they don't, then they'll have to regroup, and that's certainly a goal against the run of play. And you often see it, and you know, unfortunately, it's happened all too often here for Arizona United at Peoria Sports Complex this season. But they're playing well, so there's no reason why they can't go back up and get in the lead again.
They gave Baez a yellow card for removing his jersey for celebration.
It was either that or for what looked like a bra he had underneath his shirt.
It was for bad look.
So good, yeah.
It was for a bad look. That's why they gave him a yellow. Violation dress code.
Baez, put your bra away. No, it's obviously for scientific purposes. They're trying to monitor these players' heart rates, and they're very beneficial. These heart rate monitors. That is something I never liked wearing in games. It felt uncomfortable.
And that's what he was wearing.
That was what he was wearing. There'll be a chip in his back that monitors his heart rate or his GPS even, and tracks how many miles he's covered throughout the game. And it's unbelievable technology nowadays.
Still wasn't a good look. All even at 1. 45 minutes is complete and a little bit of stoppage time. We've come to the end of the first half of play here at the Peoria Sports Complex. We are level at 1. We'll join you with second half action coming up shortly.
And turn.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Bernardo Fords. That's it! Rochester in St. Louis.
Looked like Rafa got tripped up a little bit, but
here's a crosser to Herrera, not the guy that you want to have there, and 3-1. Irvin Herrera with a hat trick, and see.
Directed head there to Bezecourt. Again, look out for Bezecourt every single time. Oh, and another one. Drilled to the upper left-hand side of the net. Just a killer shot.
Red Bulls goal, scored by number 66, Noah Powder.
And Noah Powell.
Lapping. Goes to Chris Tierpak in front of him. Tierpak now dribbling at 2 men, cutting across on his left foot, shooting, and what a goal from Chris Tierpak! From a full 30-35 yards out, Chris Tierpak with the left-footed stunner.
Space. So play it to Rasmussen. Rasmussen will take the shot, and that one beats Dykstra as he got a hand on it, but it wasn't enough and gives Louisville City the 2-0 lead here in the 55th minute. And my goodness.
for Sano on the left-hand side, and we've already seen a couple times he's got some pace. He can move, and he does it again as he cuts right there. What a goal! What a goal from Sano! Uses the speed to cut right, and he buries it by Cooper. Montreal up 2-1.
We are really happy to be, with the kids, supporting the community, with the sport, with soccer. Boost Mobile, to be doing these events is great. It's more to be involved with the kids, giving the opportunity to play with the Arizona United team.
It's great because, when I was growing up in Phoenix and in Arizona, we didn't really have a professional organization like this to kind of inspire and give back to the kids. So being able to come back to neighborhoods that I grew up around and give back to the kids is something that not a lot of people get to do, especially in their hometowns. So I feel like it's a big privilege.
It's real. It gives kids an opportunity to see, experience, talk to players, and maybe one day grow up and be an Arizona United player themselves.
A privilege to be able to be part of it, and for Boost Mobile to come out and want to do something with us to get to the community. I think it's just great, and I hope they continue to do it because I look forward to hopefully doing it again with them.
That's Mkungula crossed in and headed away by Sharpie. There's a strike, and it's an answer for Montreal. It's the captain, Louis Béon-Goyette. He beats Clint Irwin, and 40 seconds later, Montreal have equalized.
Jair walking in now, that's 5. Here's Rob Lovejoy, he fakes, and Emilio Garcia shoots. Oh, what a goal! Emilio Garcia puts it right in the right corner pocket, and it's a goal after 494 minutes.
The 18 just to the left of the arc. He approaches, curls, he scores! Oh, what a shot! Oh, Bill McDermott drew that one up.
Very nicely done by Chad Bond. That is beautiful.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Bernardo Fords. Hey, that's in! Rochester has the lead, and again, it's St. Louis.
Halftime here at the Peoria Sports Complex with Scott Morris and Brad Sussmat with the Arizona United SC, Real Monarchs SLC all knotted up level at 1. It was the first half where United came out with some early aggression, and late in the first half, Monarchs found their way in the back of the net. We have a couple of highlights that Scott will take us through.
Yeah, as you said, there was a great urgency about Arizona United here. Chris Cortez getting off to a good start and finding a shot on target. And here we see Luke Rooney blasting it low and hard into the bottom corner. Great strike, and Luke Rooney added to his tally for the season with a fine finish. United, though, they kept pressing. They didn't create too many more chances, but it was Monarchs who forced their way back into the game. And here we see Chris Cortez with another shot at goal. And Monarchs really created something out of nothing here with Pedro Baez turning, and look at that. Jeez. All of 30, 35 yards, smashed it into the roof of the net, and Karl Wozinski can't believe it's gone in, and it was something out of nothing really. And Monarchs tallied it, and they go in at halftime 1-1. We spoke about them needing the win tonight, and they didn't really look like they were going to get it from the first half, but we see the stats here. Level on goals, level on shots. Shots on, shots on goal. Arizona United slightly ahead, but Arizona United looking the more likely side to take the win tonight, and the United players just playing for pride. They don't have anything left to play for. Maybe that's favoured them. The pressure's off Arizona United. Monarchs players looked a little bit edgy. They won't know, well, they might know now that San Antonio won tonight. So San Antonio have actually jumped them in the league now, so they've gone above them. OC Blues failed to beat RGV, so that's something positive for Monarchs. But whether that news will filter down to the locker room, I'm not sure. But I think we'll see with the way they come out in the second half. If they come out flying, they'll know they have to get 3 points tonight.
We'll have the second half coming right up here at the Peoria Sports Complex with Arizona United and Real Monarchs level at 1.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Bernardo Fords. Hey, that's in! Rochester has the lead, and again, it's St. Louis.
Getting ready for second half action. Good crowd on hand here tonight at the Peoria Sports Complex. It's down the third baseline. They've got a nice club down there and fans enjoying the match. And they have us on down there too.
Yeah.
So I can get on Scott's case for things that he says, not mine. It's fine. We're level at 1. Last half of the regular season to be played here at home. And then United has a match a week from tonight against T2, and their season comes to an end. So you want to go out on a high note tonight. It doesn't appear to be any substitutions by head coach Frank Yallop. United, if you've been watching all season long, you're wondering about the jerseys tonight.
Yeah, slight different look tonight with Mad Decent across the chest. Diplo was in town last night performing at the Mad Decent block party down at Rawhide. And block party, Mad Decent block party's on again tonight. It's a double header, 2-night thing. So it was fitting that we used the partnership with Mad Decent to get them on the jersey, and it looks great.
Nick Costa did leave the match. And I'm looking for the substitution for him. Do you see it there?
Yeah, I think it will be a straight switch. Brandon Poltineri will come on the left side of the midfield in the 5 across the midfield, and it will be a straight swap.
Throw in Kelly into the box, try to flick it away. Now kept down off the turnover. Here's a shot that's high and way wide.
Yeah, and that's not the first impact that Portineri would have wanted to make on the game tonight, although on his unfavourable right foot. He's obviously predominantly left-footed, but nonetheless, it was a good pick-up by Portineri and didn't quite get the shot on target, but most of the play being in the Monarchs half so far in the second half. We're only a minute and a half in, but it looks like Arizona United have come out the traps, looking to play in the front foot and get that second goal.
We go the other way. The midfield now played back. Trying to play it ahead. And here comes United.
Portineri played a 1-2 with himself.
Yeah, made his own run there. Now he's got to get back.
Yeah, Tony Cassio has done a good job of covering, and
well, he gets away. Here's Monarchs in the box. Shot, it's cleared away. Shot by Oriana.
Oriana there, I'm not quite sure if he knew whether to shoot or square it, and he kind of did neither. He kind of passed it across the goal, but no real conviction there. It was a good opportunity by Monarchs, and bright start from Oriana.
Good move in the box. Shot knocked down. Wasinski. Another shot's knocked down. Pressure being put on by Monarchs here. Level at 1. 47th minute.
Yeah, and Elder Torres, number 15 there for Monarchs, really turning on the style with a nutmeg and taking the ball to the byline. It was a good chance. Good save by Karl Wasinski.
And here comes the build-up and the push and the shot. Wasinski tips it up and over.
Wasinski with another big save and managed to just get enough to put that over the crossbar, but that's Monarchs at their best when they get the ball and they get into dangerous areas. They have runners running in behind, and it's so difficult to defend when they do that, and they didn't really do that in the first half for any sustained periods of time, and we thought Arizona United start the second half well, but Monarchs have picked it up.
Here is Sunley with the corner. Played in, far post. Ball's loose. Can United clear it? Ramage.
Brock Granger did well at the back post there. You don't want to head that ball across his own goal. He managed to flick it behind him, and Portineri helped him out by clearing the danger.
Cleared out of bounds. It'll go to Monarchs.
That's the type of pressure we saw in the first half from United, getting very close to their men, not giving Monarchs any time to get the ball under control.
Give and go in the box. With depth, and United able to clear it out, but kept in the zone.
A bright start by Monarchs to the second half. I think the Monarchs play with that urgency and that skill there. You know, they're up there with the best teams in the league, without doubt. And they've obviously managed to get a little run going in the last part of the season here, but there's obviously been a lack of consistency throughout the season, whether that's down to comings and goings in the squad. They've managed to pull on the Real Salt Lake first team. There's some RSL members in the side tonight. I'm not sure if they've had that opportunity for most of the season. It's obviously a time in the MLS where some players are trying to get match fitness, moving towards the business end of the season, and maybe that's given the Monarchs opportunity to call on some of the RSL players.
Suddenly serves it in. It's headed away by Silva, but kept alive. Monarchs, Leo.
They're well picked up by Blair Gavin. He read that well.
Cassio has to go off his boot. And we push it back. Here you mentioned the affiliation with the MLS team. Last season, United did have an affiliation. This year, they did not. You played last year with that affiliation, and I felt as though there wasn't really that big of a benefit last year.
No, I think that was a general feeling, and that's why the club didn't really force an affiliation this season. It wasn't all that successful last season. And obviously with Frank Yallop's experience and contacts throughout the league, predominantly on the Western Conference, the Western side, although he was at Chicago last year, so he did gain contacts there. I think the club felt that with his connections, we could rely on many clubs to pull in players, and we've not really needed to. You know, we picked up Matias Silva from San Jose Earthquakes, but that's been about it. Although it might be something that the club looks at doing next season. There are still a few clubs that don't have MLS2 teams and may need affiliations next season with USL clubs. So I think that's something the club will look at in the off-season for sure.
I think it goes back to the Ramage acquisition. You just find players, and last season it felt as though that some players were sent down here that really had no business even being here.
Yeah.
And
it was like they were serving a prison sentence or something.
Yeah, right.
The way they flew in.
Flew in and kind of didn't give a whole lot.
No.
What sounds impressive on the outside sometimes is not. How's
Yeah.
that for a politically correct answer?
Yeah, that's right. And I think it has to work. Both parties. These players obviously were disappointed that they weren't in the FC Dallas first team plans, and they were maybe upset about getting sent to the USL team. And it's not easy for these players. I've played at clubs before where you have to go and play for the reserve team, and you're not happy, but you have to do it. Although in Scotland, you're not having to fly across the United States to play for that reserve team.
Sure.
So very difficult. It's not easy for the players.
But it is one of those questions here in the off season of, okay, is that what is going to, is that something that will happen? Where will the team play? That's been one that's been asked often. What will the team's nickname be next year? Will it continue to be United? I know fans have been asking that question. And I think those are all very fair questions asked. And the fact that fans care, I think it's a good thing. It's a very, very good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. And there's a lot of ifs and buts and things that need to be ironed out. But new ownerships come in. There's some big decisions to be made. And, they'll be made in due course. I think it's important to get to the end of the current season and just take a deep breath. There's been a lot going on in the final parts of the season here. And, all the things you mentioned will definitely get discussed. And I'm sure an affiliation will be one of the things on the top of Frank Yallop's agenda.
Well, I know on my email there's just a lot of fans that have questions, and I've always been a fan and supporter of the sport of soccer, whether it's with my kids or my wife coaching or myself in 20 years being here. Now here's a breakaway, Lakawicki, Carl comes out, forces him to the side, good cover on the back end, shot wide.
Oh, and that's Oriana there, and he was involved in the build-up play there. It was a breakaway, and I think it was Pedro Baez that ended up with the finish. He wasn't happy with the cutback. He felt from, I think it's Ramirez there, number 40, that he did well there, and he had Karl Wazinski struggling, but I think Baez had time to take a touch and set himself up for a better finish than that. It was a let off for United there. It was a simple ball over the top, and Ramirez got in behind, and Karl did well, managed to slow Ramirez down and make him turn back, but nonetheless, that was a scare for Arizona United.
Ball played ahead to Cortez. Cortez in a foot race, not able to catch up with it. Kept in, Silva. Peter Kelly. We haven't talked about Peter Kelly yet, Scotty, in the season for Peter and what you've seen.
Yeah, so Peter came in again, a bit like Nick Costa, did very well in pre-season and started the season really well. And Peter Kelly's not played many games in the USL. He was at St. Louis last season in the USL, but didn't feature all that much. So it was a big season for Peter, and Peter again, like Nick, struggled with injury this season. This season was quite patchy, and he's had some ankle injuries, foot injuries, and it's not been easy for Peter. But he's back in the side. He's played the last couple of games, which is good for him, and he's done very well, stuck to his task, and gone about his job workmanlike.
I might get through the full roster tonight with you. I'm trying. I'd rather be calling more goals, but we'll see for United tonight. Now here's build-up, and here's United into the zone. Yelly trying to lead ahead. Casio not able to do it.
Yeah, Polkinelli was trying to find Cruz Cortez there.
There he is.
Quite managed, but they've got the ball wide. Good ball by Peter Kelly, and Rooney coming in at the back post there, putting Okwana under pressure. He concedes the corner kick.
Corner for United. Hey, you can follow Nike Soccer at Nike.com, on Twitter, at Nike.com, online as well, at Nike.com/soccer. Nike, we appreciate their support this season. 56th minute with Scott Morris and Brad Susmat. Scotty and I finishing up our first season together. For me, the third season as voice of Arizona United. So close this year. First 2 seasons, not so close.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely been a lot closer this season, and there's been more teams in the league, and it's been a tough season. But, you know, United picked up a lot of good wins. The problem they've had is losing games that they really not so much shouldn't have lost, because all credit to the teams that took points off them. You would have looked at the 2 games against Tulsa, for instance,
sure,
and expected 6 points there. Tulsa won both games and took 6 points, and those were some of the games where Arizona United slipped up this season. We saw the late loss against Vancouver Whitecaps up there recently when they were 2-0 up and cruising. And, you know, it's been the story of their season, inconsistencies.
McCormick shot, it's straight on at Oswald. Well, at the first part of August, United went through a very good stretch. I think their best stretch of the season in terms of consistent play. And then I do think that the elements here of just playing in Phoenix, game after game, and you have all these home games because there are no home games in March, and no home games really until the end of April. So suddenly you've got to make up all these games. United's looking for offsides here. And so when it's July and August, the worst time of the year for the players to be battling the heat day in and day out, it's no excuse. It's just the situation where you don't have a stadium in place, and you're playing in a stadium that's got to wait for the baseball team to leave. You have no games in March. Here's Casio. Casio put a shot the other night there into the back of the net. Instead he leaves it off Rooney. Rooney with 1. Rooney trying to get 2, and it gets taken away.
Yeah, Rooney had 3 Monarchs players round him straight away. They can obviously sense that Rooney, whenever he gets on the ball around the edge of the box, that he's going to shoot. So good play by Monarchs there, got bodies behind the ball.
Going to have substitution here for United.
That's Duncan McCormack coming off. Christian Silva is going to be coming on, number 12 there. Duncan McCormack had a great game there. He was in the thick of it the whole game. Covered every single blade of grass there, and he managed to win some tackles on the edge of his box, and he finished the game there with a good shot on the edge of the Monarchs box there. So it was good to see Duncan get another start there and stake his claim for a contract for next season.
He's not played much this year. There's a shot that's wide. But back on the stadium issue, because I have gotten dozens of emails on that from fans. And we play here in Peoria, and it's great to have a place. They've done a terrific job here at the Peoria Sports Complex. There's no question about it. But as mentioned, when you don't have, and this isn't the organization telling me, this is just the observation, when you can't play a home match until the end of April and the season starts in early March, that's a lot of matches on the road to begin with as Monarchs push up. And March is a perfect time to have home matches. You have spring training going on. You can't tell me that if Seattle's down here playing, or OC or Los Dos, you're not going to attract crowds that are out here for spring training already. And in the box, Wazinski comes out, shot, score.
Wow, and that's a great finish by Ramirez, number 40. First touch sets it up for himself, and he has the nerve to steady himself with Karl Wazinski to beat, and manages to fight off the defender there. And Mateus Silva, Peter Ramage tries to get back there, but look, he uses his body so well there and slots it through the legs of Karl Wazinski and puts Monarchs in the lead.
2-1.
We can't say it was against the run of play like in the first half, Brad. I think all credit to Monarchs. They've come out, they've started the second half very well, and they've created numerous chances. Story of the game, the story of Tuesday night also. Arizona United going ahead and losing 2 goals. difference tonight is they have time. And
in the box, shot off the side of the frame, and it goes into the corner. So close for United to level it back at 2.
And just when I was going to say they have time to get the game back.
Here comes United once again in the box. Here's a shot. It's high and again off the frame.
Luke Rooney, and that's Arizona United with 2 great chances in the space of 30 seconds. And just as I was going to say, they have plenty of time to get back in the game, unlike Tuesday night. They create 2 chances straight away. Luke Rooney, great play there. Oof. Oswald most certainly beaten if that hits the target. And Luke Rooney on his left foot this time and creates something out of nothing, really, and that's just after Chris Cortez hits it inside of the post. And it's game on at Arizona United. They look like they have goals in them tonight.
Whistle and a foul on Silva.
Monarchs are now in the driving seat, though. They've got that second goal that they needed and they wanted, and I think they must have found out that San Antonio got the win tonight and leapfrogged them in the table, because they look like they've come out with the impetus to go and take 3 points tonight.
Much more aggressive than United. Ball played in, off. It's got to be off. To finish the point on the home games, and again, this is just my observation. This isn't the view of ownership or anybody of management. It's common sense that if you don't have matches in March and you don't have matches until the 3rd week at home in April, that's 7 weeks into the season before you have one person come in to watch a game. That's asking an awful lot of any organization to try to get it done with attendance and just the cost of running an operation. That's just talking business. We want to see wins on the field. And this ownership group is very committed to being involved here in the Valley for a long, long time. But this has been a question about soccer in the Valley for, I'd say, the 20 years I've been here. Yeah. Get the right facility and get the right situation. And now here's a turnover. Kaczynski comes off his line. Carl plays it straight away. But now, though, let's try to get it tied up, and we do. Shot! Score!
Peter Kelly, what a volley that was. Chris Cortez teed it up, put it on a plate for him, but he still had a lot of work to do, and on the run with his right foot, volleys it into the far corner, dipping volley. That was like something we've seen from Luke Rooney this season. Peter Kelly steps up to the plate, look at that. Oswald with nowhere near it.
No opportunity with those fans behind the net. Well done. Fans have something to cheer about again. We're level at 2. Good game tonight.
Yeah, I think it looked like some of the Monarchs players were calling for offside, the initial ball from Carl that went to Chris Cortez, but the flag stayed down, and once it got to Chris Cortez, he made no mistake teeing up Peter Kelly, and Peter Kelly put it away as if he's done that week in, week out.
Put that on your tape for the coach when it comes to the end of the year meeting. Coach, let me show you how I finish the season here.
Yeah.
Remember this play?
Yeah. So game on, 25 minutes left on the clock, and 2-2. I had a funny feeling at training yesterday that there'd be goals in this game, and
here could be another one. Monarchs in the box, shot wide.
That was fired right across the face of the goal.
Charlie Adams just comes in as a substitution for Monarchs. Elder Torres leaves the match. 2-2, 65th minute. With Scott Morrison, Brad Susmat. Peoria Sports Complex. Beautiful night for soccer. Good crowd on hand. And a beautiful harvest moon to start the evening. The moon now. Could be another set of lights here. It's so bright tonight. Just awesome. Arizona in September. It's not the 105s at 9 o'clock at night like we're used to in July. It's in the low 80s. Hate to have the season come to an end. And next year the season will go even longer.
Yeah, we spoke about that during the week. You know, in the coach's office, it's going to be a lot longer this season. It will start earlier and it will finish later. The playoffs will finish the second week of November. So that's a great sign that the USL's making inroads and it's extending the season and, you know, becoming more parallel with the MLS.
The season will start in March. The ball is trying to thread the needle through Portinieri. Rooney gives chase. It will end, what did they say, Scott, the middle of October?
Yeah.
And then the postseason will start after that.
That's right, yep. And then I think the playoff final will be November 11th, around about that time.
Played in, no one there for Monarchs. I think the number was decided on was 33 matches. Could be wrong on that. I know it was in the mid-30s, last I had heard. Silva didn't really know what was behind him there. There was a Monarchs player in offside position. The linesman didn't flag for offside, so he had to deal with the ball once it bounced. In through Gavin.
It was a good, bad one there by Charlie Adams.
Here's a shot that's high as well. Sails over Wasinski. When you have that many matches next season and the length of the year, let's see this goal here first. Peter Kelly.
Yeah, it was Carl Wazinski with the high hopeful ball, but Chris Cortez turned it into a great ball. It certainly looks to be in an offside position there. It's unclear as to when the ball was played by Carl where Chris was, although no complaints from the Peter Kelly finish. And
he had a celebration dance down good.
Certainly a collector's item. He's obviously been working on that celebration for a while.
In his bedroom in front of a mirror. That's how you do it, right?
In front of the owners in the colonnade. Yeah. Well played, Peter Kelly.
Ball played through the mouth of the goal to the far side. United not able to save it. Yeah, the colonnade tonight, they have a little, I don't want to say a bar area, but just like a nightclub area down the third base line, if we're talking about the baseball design here. And it's packed.
Not quite a nightclub, Brad. There's not Diplo on the deck.
That's right, Diplo's not doing it. Diplo's down, he's down at Rawhide tonight.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? It's the Mad Decent
block party.
It's the Mad Decent block party.
There we go. You're down with the lingo, Brad.
I got it. I told my daughters about Diplo, and they said, "You got to be kidding me! You know Diplo?" I don't know Diplo, but I know he's one of the owners. I know that. And he put on a big show last night.
Yeah, he's certainly a popular character down here, and it's been a great partnership that the club have managed to gain this season and try and spread the word out there that there is pro soccer in Arizona, and Diplo's got millions and millions of followers. And he's got a huge local fan base here in Arizona. And it was certainly packed down there at Rawhide last night. We saw some Instagram videos from Mark Bircham that was down there enjoying the show with some of the owners.
Wide into the United zone. See if we can find one here to take the lead. Gary. Two on him. Gavin in the box. Shot is wide. Oh, that was a sweet play. And Rooney was set up for his second one of the night.
Yeah, you were just waiting for the net to ripple there.
Yep.
As soon as Chris Cortez stepped over the ball, Rooney fell to him on his left foot, and he's just trying to guide it in the top corner there, and he hits it really nicely. He knows what he wants to do, but Oswald's happy to see the ball go past the side of the post there.
Blair Gavin is out off the substitution. Long Tan comes in tonight.
It's a positive substitution straight away, taking off a midfielder, putting on a striker.
Tan immediately makes his presence known.
Long Tan, he's got 20 minutes to finish the season off at home, and Long Tan, he's scored 28 goals for the club in his 3 seasons here, so he'll be looking to get to that 30 mark and finish the season off nicely at home here in Arizona.
He's a player in recent weeks when the team was playing so well in August. Long was a big part of that, and it feels like in the last couple of weeks he's hit a bit of a wall.
I think in all fairness to Long Tan, he thrives off service, and he was getting the service. His team was playing well at the first part of August, and there was getting lots of service into his feet, into box, crosses, and in return he was assisting Chris Cortez with goals. And you know, the front three, Tyler Blackwood, Long Tan, and Chris Cortez, were linking up really well.
Ramage.
It's dried up, and strikers do feed off service, and when that dries up, it's difficult to get on the score sheet.
Here's Casio. Casio plays it in. In the box, we have a collision. Tan is whistled. We'll go the other way.
That's good to see Long Tan bursting his neck to try and get in the end of that Tony Casio cross. That's something that if Long Tan's not high in confidence, you don't see him trying to get on the end of things. Whereas when he's playing well, he's high in confidence, he does it without thinking.
United will finish their regular season a week from tonight at Portland. This is the final home game of the 2016 season. United is out of the playoffs. There's no way that they can qualify. So these last 20 minutes are about the pride, about playing for future contracts, about sending a message to ownership that you want to be back here. And this has been one of the more entertaining matches this season. End-to-end action, a good crowd tonight. Collision there. Kelly settled by Cortez. Cortez trying to get it to Casio. Casio gives chase, and it will be played back to Oswald.
Long Tan almost
got
putting
it.
Oswald, under pressure there. Oswald took his time.
United will build back up.
And I was just looking to see who Portland Timbers 2 are playing this weekend, and they play tomorrow. They play Vancouver Whitecaps, so Timbers 2 could still have something to play for next weekend. So Arizona United could play spoilers again next weekend.
And you'd actually like that, because it means you're going to see them in true duress. Here's the ball to Tan. Tan, ball shot, knocked down. Oswald. Like Tan had it, just wasn't able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, good stop by Oswald there. He got down, he got out to Long Tan quick, and he closed the angle.
Tanieri's shot knocked down, and it'll be United ball. Liana be United now.
If United players are thinking they can take this quickly. Monarchs have only got one player out there. Looks like Christian Silva's going to send it in to the box with his right foot.
And he does, far post, no one there. Now here's a shot, redirect, score! United takes the lead, 3-2.
Yeah, and I think Long Tan's getting the credit for the goal. Luke Rooney fired it in from the edge of the box, but Long Tan ran away with his arm in the air and everyone crowded around him. Looks like Long Tan's getting congratulated with a goal.
Nicely done. Crowd here at the Peoria Sports Complex sees United retake the lead. We'll see the redirect. Rooney put the shot down, but Tan, I believe, had the flick based just off of the reaction of his teammates.
Yeah, the ball certainly did seem to change. They were going. Long Tan's getting credited with the goal. Changed direction. Luke Rooney fizzed it across the edge of the box, across the 6-yard box, and when you do that, it's always got the opportunity to take a ricochet, or for someone like Long Tan to stick it in the back of the net, and that's a great coaching point for all these youngsters watching the game. Everyone tries to hit that top corner shot or do the fancy thing. If you just put it back in a dangerous area, it always gives your teammates the opportunity to score.
We'll get the replay here in a minute.
Yeah, Poltoneri won't be in any hurry to take the throw in now. Arizona United have got themselves back in front here. 15 minutes left of the game. And now Arizona United find themselves in the driving seat.
And then maybe there's more. Rooney leaves it off. There's a shot, knocked down, redirect again.
And Monarchs are on the back foot. They're trying to figure things out. Here's
the goal again.
Rooney, yeah, and
I think Tan.
Yep, Monarchs tried to come out. They tried to play the offside track. Yeah, definitely long Tan. He just managed to stay on side.
And back to live action. United now with the corner. Nice work there by our camera crew. Good job, guys, and the staff here at Floodstream. They've done a terrific job all season. Led by Joe Pashley. 3-2 United. What a big win this would be. I know you're saying, oh, they're not going to the postseason. What do you mean a big win? Hey, nice crowd, end of the season. Some players that I thought had hit a bit of a wall. Tan scoring there was one of them. Now here's a takeaway. It's Tan. Long on the run. Tan plays it through. Here's Cassio. Cassio's shot. It's knocked away. Cassio like a gazelle just going down those long loping strides. Puts the left on it. He loves that on the left. Tough angle.
Yeah, he's so intelligent. He makes great runs in behind Tony, and Long Tam found him there with a nice pass into his path, and he tried to beat Oswald at the near post. It could have been going wide, but Oswald couldn't take any chances. But United still pressing, looking for the fourth.
Ball played in. Ooh, there was an opportunity.
Peter Ramage trying to get on the score sheet.
Ramage was wide open. There's nothing Oswald could have done.
Yeah, and Ramage found himself all alone there. It was a great ball by Christian Silva, whipped in right on the edge of the 6-yard box, which is the perfect area. Oswald didn't want to come for it. I think Rambo couldn't believe he had so much time and space there.
So the United goals tonight, Rooney, 12-minute mark. Kelly at the 64-minute mark. Rooney redirect to Tan at the 74th minute. We've had 2 goals in the last 11 minutes of this match for United. Something we have not been able to say much this season.
No, especially at home, they've not really managed to finish games strongly. A lot of the games seem to have petered out in the second half.
Yep.
Tuesday was a prime example of that, but all credit to United tonight. You know, they've not had much to play for other than pride. We've spoken about that, but sometimes that works in your favour. You know, the pressure's off, it's been edgy. They've been trying to stay in the playoff hunt, but tonight there's no pressure. Frank Yallop probably just said, hey guys, you're doing it for yourselves, you're doing it for your family at home watching. Go out there, give a good account for yourself, and go out there and get 3 points.
Tan turns it over. Monarchs, they're looking for the equalizer. Rooney plays it ahead, and here comes United on the attack. Cortez, Cassio shot, knocked down, ball's loose. Boy, Cassio with another missile.
Yeah, Cassio does the right thing there that time. He hits it across the goal, and Oswald palms it out and almost falls to the Arizona United player there, rebounding, but good defending by Monarchs. Get the ball clear. I think it was Long Tan that was following in the rebound there. Nice play by Chris Cortez. He linked up with Tony, and Tony Cassio took a great first touch into the space, set himself up.
Christian Silva in the midfield plays it across. Here comes United once again. Ball's kicked away.
What United won't want to do is take any chances. They're winning the game. They're 3-2 up. You see Peter Kelly in a very advanced position there. Luke Rooney's forward, Christian Silva's forward, Tony Cassio, Long Tan. Sometimes in these situations, when everyone wants to get on the score sheet, before you know it, you're getting caught in the counter-attack and you're back to all square. So I'm sure Frank, with Frank's experience, Mark Bircham's experience here on the sideline, they'll be talking to the boys and saying, hey, we don't mind you throwing bodies forward and going for the 4th goal, but just make sure you're tight at the back.
Not want to give up a cheap one on the other end and leave Carl out there on an island. 80th minute. United leading 3-2. What's impressive about this is Baez leveled it right as stoppage time started at the end of the first half, and then to begin the second half, Monarchs took the lead 2-1, so they scored 2 goals in a row. against the team that's out of the playoffs. United had every reason and every right just to fold their tents and say, I think we're done. Instead, United's turned back around and scored 2 goals themselves.
Yeah, it's been a great comeback. It's been a great game, in fact. Goals been flying in left, right and centre. I don't think we've had a night quite like it, have we, at Peoria Sports Complex this season? And it would have to come at the last game of the season, wouldn't it? Sometimes that's just the way it goes, but you know, they're going to send 1,200, 1,500, how many people there are here tonight. They're going to send those people home happy tonight and thinking, hey, I might come back next season for the first game, and that's what you want. Ramage sending it high into there. I think that ball's come down with snow on it.
Tan tries to settle. Played ahead. Monarchs on the attack. Flags up. Well, I'll have to say this, partner, you know, for those that aren't aware, this is Scott's first season coming off the pitch and coming out, figuring out it's time to walk away from the game and hang up the boots, which isn't easy for any player I could imagine. I've seen players walk away from all sports through the years, and you've done a terrific, terrific job sitting in the analyst chair. And someday, when you're way up there and I'm here doing these games and you're doing the national stuff or worldwide stuff, because you're a natural at this, so you don't have to say anything else other than I'm your agent, and you know, I don't take 12%. It's fun. You've done a great job here in this first season. It's been fun working with you.
Thanks, Brad. That's kind of you to say. I think I'm blushing, but that could be sunburn. I was
it's
out
sunburn.
coaching youths this afternoon.
Right.
In the midday sun.
Always doing that.
My face is about the same color as your T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's kind words from a man of your experience, Brad, and that's one of the reasons why I jumped at the chance to come up and sit in the booth here with you. I thought, why not?
Well, what you didn't know is you come up here and you got to, you know, keep your wit sharp and got to roll through some games where, like you said tonight, yeah, it's kind of fun when they score. It's not just, some people will say, well, you have to have a bunch of goals to have an exciting game. We've had some matches through the years where I knew where I'm sitting down. This is not going to be a good night. And yet this season, there's been very few of those. The quality of the organization, the team that's been put out on the pitch, yeah, it's disappointing they're not going to postseason. We're all disappointed. But it's much better product than what it was the last couple of seasons.
And I've always thought that myself since coming out here. This is my 4th year out here, and I was out here when professional soccer really started again. It's been going for the last 20, 25 years on and off, but they made a real push for it about 4 years ago here with Phoenix FC, and it's not always been about winning. It's about building something and making sure it lasts and giving someone the opportunity to make it work. It's not going to be the fairy tale story of the Sacramento or Orlando City, but that's not to say that it won't work eventually. And you know, a lot of people have put a lot of work in over the last 4 years, and I think they can definitely give themselves a pat in the back to say they've been part of it. And it's an ongoing process, and we've now got some fresh faces in here. You've spoken about the new ownership, and we're going to have players in, and you know, there's a lot of moving parts that have been moving throughout the season, throughout the last 4 years really in Arizona, and you know, it's great that it's still here and there's some fresh blood and some fresh energy to really move it forward.
Well, I think there's a collective group of people, and, you know, the audience wants to see United hang on to the victory, and we're paying attention to that as well. But you know, there's some people in this new ownership group. I've been in the Valley over 20 years, and you see a name like Tim Reister show up on a list. It's okay, all right, and then that's not to diminish any of the other names that are out there. That's someone who is well established, well regarded, well thought of, and knows how to market, advertise, that sort of thing, which is what you have to have, a lot of people that can do a lot of good things. I just think trying to do it all on your own makes it very, very hard to do. Nice play by United there.
Yeah, great pickup by Brandon Polkineri, and Tony Cassio's on the run, and Brandon's on the overlap.
Plays it in.
That's unfortunate. I think he just ran out of legs there.
Yep, right
Ran
at
from
Oswald.
one end of the field to the other.
And that's what's going on here.
Oh, Mateus Silva with a timely challenge there.
Yep.
We knew he couldn't make any mistake there. Mateus has played exceptionally well tonight at left centre half.
Into the box. Oh, ball's loose, knocked down Wasinski. United not able to clear it. Ball got away from Kelly, and that's why it's still alive here. In the box, trying to get that equalizer. Now Silva gets chase. Silva will carry. Trying to get it ahead of Tan.
It's Chris Cortez
Cortez
pulling up.
who pulled up.
It's really end-to-end stuff now.
Oh, nice play. Cortez is down.
The Monarchs won't mind about that. They're going to play on regardless.
It's like a hamstring for him.
Could be a touch of cramp, hopefully. Chris Cortez is putting a shift tonight.
United does have Tyler Blackwood.
Rooney's
Rooney will
going
drive
for the ambitious effort, and he hit the target. All credit to him. And it was Beckham-like from inside his own half. And why not?
So now a stoppage in play.
Looks to be his calf, the way he's stretching.
There's Tyler Blackwood, there's Sam Garza, Julian Rigoff, the three subs that are left over on the United bench. Cortez is going to come off.
Yeah, I think Cortez's night's done. He's putting a great shift tonight. And as you said, they have Tyler Blackwood, who I'm sure will be ready to come on in Chris Cortez's place. And Chris Cortez with the assist for Peter Kelly's fine volley, and certainly played his part tonight.
Blackwood will come in. Usually a starter, but not tonight. United leading 3-2. 88th minute. A little bit of stoppage time. I wouldn't imagine much the way the second half has gone.
No, there's not been too many stoppages. Arizona United will be hoping there's not too much time added on.
Wasinski comes off his line, dangerous.
Yeah,
Goals left open.
Wasn't too convincing from Carl there.
Shot is kicked off. Silva.
Mateus Silva does his part again, and Arizona United get a goal kick in the process, but that wasn't one of Carl's finest moments there coming out.
Well, you know this, not to be the bearer of bad news or bad memories, but just go back here Tuesday night. It looked like United was going to be in good position to get 3 points, and before you knew it, was not the case. T2 scored very late. I mean, even 1 point would have been great for United, and it just didn't happen. So when it gets late in the matches, we've had more than a few this year where they decided once we get to stoppage time, and that's not fun. We're almost there again.
Yeah, and Arizona United still probing, still going forward, and I think that's the most disappointing part of Tuesday night. After a good performance tonight, you just think, well, what if they'd have just put that little bit of extra work in and seen that game off and got the victory on Tuesday night, how things could have been different after a win tonight.
Well, Scott, that's the interesting thing about this. I could go back through a half dozen matches this year for United. A half dozen matches for this team where it looked like they were going to have a good result, and either it ended up a very late goal for a draw, so they go from 3 points to 1 point, or they just have a match very late where they fall apart. That's been the hard part about this team. And I guess on the other hand, it's, you look at, if you're Frank Yallop, his 4 minutes of stoppage time's added on. If you're Coach Yallop, we're not that far away.
Yeah, I think it's been a surprise for Frank, you know, dropping down to the USL. This has been his first season in the USL. I think he was surprised at the decision making that some of the players are making out there, and that's no disrespect to the players. You know, the players are at this level for a reason. And when you've been used to coaching some of the finest players and the top talent in the nation,
in the world,
in MLS, in his case, yeah, he's coached David Beckham, he's coached Donovan, and some of the best players that have ever played out here in the United States, and that takes a bit of adjusting, and it's almost at a point that these USL players, they need more coaching, but you can't overcoach them because you can't fill their head with too much information because they can't handle it, they can't soak it all in, but at the same time you need to teach them the basics, and that's been a test for the coaching staff this season, and that's certainly something that will be addressed in the off-season.
We're in stoppage time. United trying to get the 3 points. Turnover. Silva trying to pop it up, but kept in the United zone.
And Monarchs playing their part to be a little bit more direct now. They know they need a goal to get back in the game. There's not long left in the clock.
Ball played through. Carl will come off his line. He'll fall on it. Followed in by Ramirez. Had decent block party jerseys. A big hit tonight. This ball headed ahead. Blackwood able to put it on, but there goes the whole team after the ball. That was great. A whole team that's standing right behind the goal, and they just took off.
And they get a second chance at it. Blackwood looking for Casio.
Tony trying to push through.
The Monarchs are looking a little bit disorganized now. You can see the coaching staff urging the boys to get forward. Doesn't really look like the Monarchs have a game plan at this moment.
Here comes United, 3-on-1. Oh, Tan was wide open. Casio just couldn't get it to him.
Yeah, it was a tough one. I think Casio was caught in two minds, whether just to hold on to the ball and take it in the corner. He knew he had support. He had Long Tan and Tyler Blackwood, who were both wanting to get on the end of it. He was just caught in two minds there, but they've managed to earn a corner, and they're going to take their time now. I don't think we'll see Christian Silva deliver this into the box. Tony Casio has gone out for the short one. They're going to use up the clock now.
Just going to chase him around. There's Casio.
Nice play there. Yeah, you know, see they're high in confidence now. They know they can keep the ball. Start again, come out.
Play it back if you want.
Yeah, Granger will play it in the corner there. Use up some more time. I think this is the last chance for Monarchs. Oswald's racing to get to that ball. He won't be able to play until that other ball's off the field, though.
This would be a terrific win for United tonight. A great way to end the home portion. Fans that came out tonight are going to be able to leave and say, we saw a win. There's a good amount of the fans that are still here. There's Tan.
And that was a bit of an experience shown there by Monarchs. They had about 3 different balls on the field there, and they rushed the free kick, and Arizona United ended up with the ball again.
Turnover. Monarchs, time running out. Trying to play it ahead, down 1.
Great pressure by Luke Rooney there, still running, still got plenty of energy in the tank. And look, United.
All the coaches are pointing at their
begging for the clock.
They're all pointing at the watchers. Out in front of Carl, shot knocked down. That would have tied it up. And that is that. There's your final whistle. Players, get a nice round of applause. Good crowd on hand tonight. Arizona United wins by a score of 3-2, and suddenly can just look around and say, was not our night.
Well, I think it was fitting that Karl Wazinski came up with a big save at the end there. It was the last kick of the ball, and
yeah.
And he's had another good season, and he was on hand to come up big for the team, and Arizona United managed to hold on to the win in the last home game of the season here in Peoria Sports Complex.
Scott and I will be back to wrap things up after this timeout.
stretched out to the middle. Back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Bernardo Fords. It's in! Rochester has the lead. And again, it's St. Louis.
(3-2) United. They come away with a victory with Scott Morrison, Brad Susmat. Let us take you back through the highlights from tonight's United victory. Scotty will lead the way.
Yeah, and here we see Luke Rooney pouncing on the loose ball and firing it home. And we've seen him do that all throughout the season this year, especially the tail half of the season, and everyone jumping on him. And you know, it was great. And then here we see Pedro Baez with a finish that matched Luke Rooney, and what a finish that was. And Monarchs were back in the game, and it was end-to-end stuff tonight, and it wasn't the prettiest of games, but there was a lot of chances, and Baez, Ramirez it was there, who managed to take the first touch and get in behind Ramage and put it in the back of the net. But here we see Chris Cortez with the assist, and Peter Kelly with the volley, picked that one out.
Ready one.
Calls for offside, but it wasn't given, and Peter Kelly matched his strike with a celebration in front of the home fans. And then Arizona United took the lead, and Long Tan pouncing on the Luke Rooney low drive, and there was calls for offside, but it wasn't given. And in all credit to United, Long Tan coming on and getting on the score sheet and getting his 29th goal for the club.
That would be our highlights tonight to lead United to the victory and send the fans home very, very happy. So with the win, United is done for the season here at home at the Peoria Sports Complex. Their next match, their final match of the season, will be a week from tonight, and that will be in Portland against T2. Floodstream has been terrific this entire season. Joe Pashley and his entire broadcast crew, always professional, always handled themselves in the best way, and always had food, which is very important when you're doing shows, I must say. So we appreciate all the support of the people at Floodstream. We want to thank the Peoria Sports Complex people as well. Every match that we've shown up for this home season, all of them, they've been very professional. Everything has been in order, and the field this season, it's a nice job that the Peoria Sports Complex people have done this year in being the gracious hosts to Arizona United. You have any final thoughts?
Other than thanks, Brad, for having me throughout the season.
Yeah.
It's been a fun season. It's been great. It's really been a lot of fun having stepped down from playing, and you've been part of the journey all along with me, and it's been great, and I look forward to working with you again in the future. And other than that, great way to finish it. Arizona United victory. There's not been too many of them this season, not as many as we'd have liked, but what a fantastic way to finish the season. And you know, it was a pleasure to commentate on this 3-2 victory for Arizona United against the Monarchs tonight.
So again, our final score, Arizona United SC, Real Monarchs SLC, 3-2, United with the victory. For Scott Morrison, I'm Brad Susmat and our entire Floodstream broadcast crew. Lord willing, we'll speak to you next year, everybody.
While her body bounce to the baseline, tell her this girl had the best wine, and I'm single, so now is the best time. Walk she up while she wind me down, make she my queen, I'll give her the crown. I've been dealing with woman a long time, but I never feel so from one wife. I love the way she looks, her pretty face and smile got a hold on me, and the way she moves, in the dance when I'm grinding on her body. Get away, she's mine. This girl I don't wanna share with nobody. It didn't take no time. I'm about to fall in love from one wine. Just one wine.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.